Friends, my greetings to all of you. First of all, I would like to greet General Vij, my friend, Vice Chairman NDMA, and Dr. Prahalada. I worked with him for a long time, and Dr. General and Dr. Bharadwaj, Justice Sri Ramakrishna Raju, Professor D. N. Reddy, and Ananda Babu, and distinguished guests from various parts of the world, and friends. Good afternoon to all of you. I have, first of all, when I see General Vij is here, as a general, as a chief of army staff, he took me throughout the country, all critical areas. And so when I see him, the critical areas come in front of me, like Kibutu. Kibutu in Arunachal Pradesh, very close to China border. Then he took me Tangdar, Pakistan border. Then he took me Siachen when it's minus 35 degrees Celsius. So I know what is the criticality. I know what is the type of nation we have in front of us. So I am delighted to participate in the inauguration of the first World Congress on Disaster Management at Hyderabad. My greetings to the members of National Disaster Management Authority. It's a very new organization. When I heard the two speeches now, I am convinced this is one of the very important steps the nation has taken, establishing the National Disaster Management Authority, and throughout the country, and their influence in remedying the problem and forecasting the disaster. That is another area. I am sure they will contribute in that area. As scientists, technologists, academicians, researchers, and members of world bodies participating in this World Congress, I greet them. I am sure the sharing of knowledge about the disaster management between number of national and international agencies will be useful to all the participants and enable evolution of a better management techniques for disaster prevention, disaster mitigation, disaster preparedness, disaster relief, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. While I'm with you, I would like to talk on the topic, the networking national and international resources for effective disaster management. This is very important. We should know what we have in our country for disaster forecast, disaster management, disaster relief. Similarly, what are the international agencies they are standing by to take care of, to give the relief measures. So I am going to concentrate networking of national and international resource for effective disaster management. I will give you one example. That example, how one single organization can have many solutions for a typical problem of a disaster. I worked in defense organization for 20 years. And when I was the scientific advisor to the defense minister and secretary to DRDO, Defense Research, I thought of explaining that experience, one single experience, so all of you should know one establishment experience, if that is so, if you integrate the experience of the nation, it will be fantastic facilities, fantastic management technique, and fantastic possibilities are existing. That's why let me share my experience. I would like to share my experience of disaster earthquake of 6.8 scale intensity, which struck Latur in Maharashtra on 30th September 1993. This disaster resulted in over 8,000 people killed, 16,000 people injured, 52 villages razed to the ground and thousands of houses collapsing and large damage to lakhs of houses in the neighboring districts. At that time, as I said, I was the scientific advisor to the defense minister. Immediately after hearing the information about the earthquake, I had a meeting with chief controllers and launched a rescue mission with the available resources in DRDO laboratories, about 40 laboratories. Immediate cooked food, there's a laboratory for cooking immediate instant food. Immediate cooked food for the victims was airlifted from DFRL Mysore, Defense Food Research Laboratory Mysore. The process went on number of days till normalcy was restored and cooking arrangements were made available at Latur itself. Portable drinking water system and temporary shelters were moved from R&D engineers in Latur to Latur so that good water from brackish water to potable water is possible for victims can be provided. A team of 20 doctors pooled from the number of DRDO laboratories along with paramedical staff and medicines were dispatched to Latur for providing emergency medical care and prevention of epidemic in that region. Satellite-based communication system, we have to assume in disaster is there no communication work. So satellite-based communication system was established by DEAL Dehradun, another DRDO laboratory, and provided telephone connectivity to various places in the country and ensure availability of information about disaster relief status. NPO Cochin, another laboratory, sent an instrument for detecting the bodies which are buried in debris. Bodies, if they are inhaling, it will detect. The entire DRDO team was working in coordination with the state government authorities and provided relief and rehabilitation support over a month. I am giving this case study to emphasize that the required resource with the necessary connectivity is available in the country. You have to map it. The one most important thing is mapping the relief measures possible in our country with the institution, a relief map. That's all that we need is the knowledge of availability of the resource and allocate it to that in time so that relief and rehabilitation pain is reduced to a minimum. Similar to DRDO, we have number of CSR establishment, public sector units, Army, Air Force and Naval establishment, railway establishment and medical establishment are available in different parts of the country. In addition, we have 38 lakh scouts and guides, 13 lakh National Cadet Corps and lakhs of NSS volunteers available in the country at different states and districts. Hence, an integrated system is required to empanel them, train them, and design a communication system so that their services can be accessed for disaster mitigation and relief operation at short notice. Each organization has to have a disaster code of standards so that it will empower them to meet any exigencies in the nation for disaster call. Now, second experience I would like to give you, I would like to discuss a new mission called Emergency Management Mission, carried out by the Emergency Management Research Institute, EMRI, the chief executive sitting in front of me, CEO Venkat, which is spreading fast across the length and breadth of the country. What is that EMRI, Emergency Management Research Institute? As you may be aware, EMRI have been started from the year 2005 in Hyderabad with the blessing of the Honorable Chief Minister, which I would like to share with you. This single action has an impact on 1 million lives, billion lives. In the single action have an impact of billion lives. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second, some kind of emergency occurring. This could be medical, police or fire related. This organization is called EMRI, Emergency Management Research Institute. This program started as a corporate social responsibility of a private enterprise 3 years ago. It began with the state of Andhra Pradesh, having a population of 80 million people. In Andhra Pradesh, it covers an area of 275,000 square kilometers, and with 652 ambulances. They have 652 ambulances. There is an emergency response center located in Hyderabad, which receives around 62,000 calls per day, out of which 7,000 calls are effective emergency calls in the toll-free number 108. 108. This may become a national toll number. As soon as a call is received, ambulance departs within 60 seconds and reaches the site of emergency in an average of 14 minutes if it is an urban area, or 25 minutes in the rural area. A minimum of 100 qualified professionals is in the control center, attending to the calls received from toll-free number 108 at any point of time. Yesterday I was with them. They help control the movement of ambulances with emergency management technician under the guidance of Emergency Response Center, ERC. Physician as required, the doctors are required. The ambulances are equipped with a complete life supporting system and experienced paramedical staff. They ensure that all the vital parameters of the patient are improved and provide pre-hospital care under the direction of experienced doctors stationed at the ERC. It's a pride this movement is today across the 11 states of our country, covering approximately 500 million people, half the population. The 108 ambulance movement has become a friend to all the rural and urban citizens of the state that they are operated in. In 3 years, EMRI has touched 2 million lives and saved over 40,000 lives. Our mission is to spread the EMRI system to the entire country with a target of saving over 1 million lives annually by 2010. EMRI is a modern service with a high-tech communication system, GPS system, interlinked network with well-maintained ambulance system, always waiting to deal with any emergency occurring any point in the state. EMRI is already participating in the relief operation concerning the blast victims. National Disaster Management Authority has made use of EMRI for conducting disaster management operations. Particularly, EMRI can be used for designing training program, conducting them for disaster management teams. Yesterday, on 20th October 2008, I chaired the EMRI board meeting at Hyderabad. This is for NDMA message I want to give. Yesterday, 20th October 2008, I chaired the EMRI board meeting at Hyderabad. We had a major discussion about EMRI and what type of contribution it can give during the occurrence of natural disaster and calamities. When we reviewed the excellent performance of EMRI, we found that by the year 2009, the EMRI would have established the emergency response services in 11 states of the country. We realized EMRI will have at any time 5,000 well-equipped ambulances with life support system from 2009 onwards. Also, it has created a unique volunteer force in and around Hyderabad, which incorporates around 90,000 people from the rural areas. The board suggested, EMRI board suggested, this is for General Vij, EMRI board suggested, it is possible to configure the nation as 5 regions, such as Southern region, Northern region, Eastern region, Western region, and Northeast region with respect to the disaster zones for EMRI services. Within the 5 regions, the profile of disaster is already known to some extent, whether natural disaster or any other major man-made disasters. The EMRI board decided yesterday, after a lot of discussion, if any such disaster occurs, any one of the region, minimum 1,000 ambulances are fully equipped with life support system. Depending on the nature of the disaster, they will immediately move to the disaster location at short notice, provide emergency services. I would like to offer to the nation that EMRIs indeed can effectively contribute to disaster management anytime, any part of the country. Friends, now, the major natural disaster which have been plaguing through the centuries are floods, as reported already, cyclones, droughts, and earthquakes, which adversely affect the economic system as a whole. More importantly, the vulnerable rural economy. India, with its varied geographical, geological, and climatic condition, has faced a major disaster, cyclones in the coastal regions of southern India, floods in the river valleys of Ganges, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Godavari, Krishna, earthquakes in Himalayas, Kutch in northeast region, landslides in the sub-Himalayan regions of North India, drought in the major arid and semi-arid tracts of central southern India. Major diseases like malaria in Delhi, plague in Surat, catastrophe like the Bhopal gas tragedy, building collapse in Mumbai, fire in Delhi. I would like to present Swiss experience because I have visited them, and they gave me in a cruise, in a boat cruise, the experience of providing humanitarian ground by Swiss. I had an opportunity to study the constitution and functioning of humanitarian aid of Swiss Confederation during my visit to Switzerland in 2005. Through second, the SHA is a voluntary military corps and comprises a pool of at least 700 operational members who are integrated into specialized group based on their experience and skills. They are recruited regularly within the private and public sector and are possessing high professional skills and social competencies as well as management. They are deployed in short term, takes either individuality or a small team missions of limited duration. The partners of SHA include ad hoc alliances with other countries and organizations, cooperation with public institutions and civil society, and civil military cooperation. The staff of humanitarian aid headquarters at Bern is responsible for conceptualizing, steering, implementing, and administering all programs through their coordinating officers at the affected region, central warehouse where the equipment required for their deployment and regional response team with an airport attached to it. The Swiss rescue can be mobilized with a very short notice. It is deployed abroad to search and rescue operation trapped in collapsed building mainly after an earthquake. The Swiss rescue is composed of Swiss government and non-government agencies, civil and military organizations, and led by the humanitarian aid of the Confederation. I would suggest the participant to discuss the uniqueness of Swiss rescue system and methods so that we can adapt the best features in our future disaster management missions. Now, I would like to, another organization I have worked, I want to share some experience. I'm glad that ISRO has launched, Indian Space Research Organization, launched a major program of disaster management support program. They call it Disaster Management Support Program, ISRO DMSP, with a Decision Support Center, DSC, at NRSC providing crucial information on floods, because they are having 9 satellites, floods, drought, fire, as well as impacts due to earthquake. This operational information, I was seeing the power of technology in the damage assessment and relief operation during the recent Kosi River breach by way of places inundated, the course change of the river, identifying the areas for relocation, pinpointing the location for airdrops missions, and facilitating movement of relief and rescue crew. Now I would like to talk about the administrative aspects of the relief and rehabilitation. I visited, friends, during the June 2005, which was very badly affected. I visited Nagapattinam during June 2005, which was very badly affected by tsunami of 26th December 2004. I could see the vibrancy of the team under the leadership of the district collector, who provided, DM provided, spot decision for all relief measures. He integrated all the relief measures. Daily press briefing for giving accurate information. Complaint cell for missing persons started at collectorate. Each team leader member brought in his capacity experience coupled with manpower and machines under his control. Around 1,000 officers and staff of Nagapattinam district and 380 from other districts worked round the clock. About 200 army officers and jawans and naval officials assist the district administration in the rescue and relief operation. One DIG, our 7 superintendents of police, 110 other police officials, 1,361 other rank officials monitor the situation, ensure peace in the district. 116 medical officers with 120 medical teams monitor the health parameters. 2,032 sanitary workers are engaged in the cleaning operation. 69 JCB machine, 30 POC lines, 64 tipper lorries, 14 bulldozers, 13 cranes are engaged. And an exclusive website to trace the dead, injured, missing person created www.tsunami.nagapattinam.info. A database created to track the aid material received. This is very important. Large material came in, created to track the aid material received. Go down wise to ensure proper accounting distribution based on demand. With such an efficient action, I could find that in 6 months' time, Nagapattinam district had virtually become normal. I could see some of the smiles in the face of the people. This experience emphasizes the need for efficient management system for dealing with prevention, mitigation, relief, and rehabilitation. In conclusion, friends, I have given few examples to show how national and international resources can be identified, earmarked, kept in readiness anticipating an event, trained, harmonized to work with zeal and determination in the unfortunate event of an occurrence of a disaster. With the knowledge available from the distinguished participant of this Congress, I am sure many areas could be identified by the National Disaster Management Authority. Having got the resources for managing the calamity, we should work for reducing the effect of a disaster on mankind through advanced prediction. Advanced prediction. If we can predict the occurrence of a disaster well in advance, we can make significant reduction in the loss of life and damage to the property. Keeping this in mind, I would like the Congress to consider following areas of interdisciplinary research. Number 1, in many places in our planet, we experience severe earthquakes resulting in loss of life, loss of wealth, and some cases it destroys the decades of progress made by the country, its valuable civilization heritage. India has earthquake problems periodically in certain regions. It is essential to forecast the earthquake using multiple parameters, using precursors such as pre-shock condition, electromagnetic phenomena prior to final rupture, and atmospheric ionospheric anomalies. International research teams have been formed for taking up such a mission. About 10 years back, it's impossible. Today, it's possible to forecast the earthquake. Number of teams working, young team, not older team, young teams are working on this. Monsoon, next point, monsoon prediction worldwide is known. But accurate and timely prediction of onset monsoon is a global research priority. Heavy rains in many parts of India, a Katrina hurricane in US and later in China and Bangladesh has caused damage to property and loss of life. This brings out the necessity for global monsoon research. Building a validated mathematical model for predicting the quantum of rain for a particular cloud condition in a particular region in a prescribed time using the new type of polarimetric radar is very important for forecasting in a particular cloud condition the type of rain we'll get. Development of a damage assessment simulation models which could be used for timely provision of warning for evaluation of people and animals. Establish a national critical information infrastructure production center in every nation to ensure availability of technology, tools and systems to prevent damage to networks and systems that are part of the national economic strategic system. National Disaster Management Authority could consider the research institution and the academia both in India and abroad who could be entrusted with the task of research that I have suggested. With these words, I inaugurate the first World Congress on Disaster Management. My best wishes to all the participants for success in their mission of enhancing the effectiveness of disaster management. May God bless you all, friends. Friends, now I have, sit down. Now I have this lecture, what I have given you. It is in my website, wcdm. In half an hour, if you open the website, it will be there, this lecture. If you have any questions, any suggestion, if you send me, you will get a reply in 24 hours, www.abdulkalam.com. Hello.